Types of riders, which one are you? Well, let's talk about this. Retro rider. These riders are classic fanatics. They search for old rare motorcycles and restores it. But there are also some that dig into modern classics as long as the design is classic style. But in general, they are the ones who love to modify the looks of their motorcycles to a more retro style. The scrambler, cafe racer, easy rider, the choppers, and restoring all notable collectibles, models of motorcycle that they can find. In short, they love old looking motorcycles. Well, count me in. Next is the poser. This is the kind of rider who gets all the shiny gears to show it off with people or his friends. An Instagram rider, I may say, is the type of rider that normally spends his time in coffee shops or any place where he knows a lot of people will notice his bike. Generally, posers in reality would not know anything about motorcycles and sometimes even walks away from motorcycle conversations. One more thing, if you check the mileage on his bike, you will notice that they are super low. Well, maybe because he never actually rides motorcycle that often. Now, the adventure rider. A rider that does not want to ride within the city. They call it boring. A legit ride for him is riding and interconnecting provinces in the Philippines. While it's known that a motorcycle can bring you technically anywhere, an adventure rider believes that only talented or expert riders can do such. His main goal is to reach the destination, so generally, when they ride, they consist of small number of riders, and most of the time, they ride solo. Most of these would prefer riding solo to accomplish their set targets as per their itinerary rather than waiting for the rest. And there is the DIY riders or the do-it-yourself riders. A riders who loves his motorcycle more than himself. Well, everybody does, di ba? He believes he knows more than a mechanic, sometimes doesn't even bring his motorcycle to the shop that often. Changing the motorcycle oil, changing the gear oil, etc. as long as he can manage it. No mechanic for them. One thing you will notice with this kind of rider, they bring toolkits when they ride. So technically, this rider is prepared for just about anything. May it be troubleshooting when his motorcycle suddenly stops on the road. Well, the clutch, leaks, flat tires, he is more than prepared, I think. The hardcore commuter. From head to toe, this rider has each and every bit of riding gears. You name it, and he would have it. He trusts himself and carries every bit of baggage possible and can most likely ship his home by means of his bike. The next is the sport riders. Not specifically referring to sports bike, riding in extreme conditions and temperatures is a child's play for them. May it be rain or scorching heat, he may pull over if he can't see, or he will keep riding with the same rhythm as if everything is just normal. In short, a real definition of a badass motorcycle rider. Rain or shine, walang kapote, di ba? And the Commuter riders. Being passed by one at triple-digit speeds on the highway, they are very dangerous species. But not to fear, it is generally most dangerous to itself, and it would be wise we let them be on their own. Commuter riders probably riding it much too quick on open streets, illicitly on a footpath, weaving through traffic as if they're playing a video game, most specifically in traffic conditions. They can cut through and weave through traffic that easily. All with no motorcycle gears, with wearing baggy shorts and slippers, despite the fact that they presumably is wearing some shades. We adore cool tricks, but we hate it when these guys give bikers in general a bad name. Alam niyo naman yan, di ba? Next is the newbie. Newbie. On that first motorcycle ride, this rider is excited about learning to ride and even about buying his or her own motorcycle. These riders are extra cautious, but they would not let it show. If you ride then, you've been there and you understand. When you ride a motorcycle, you must learn to listen to experts. Always remember that there is something new every time you take your motorcycle out on the open road. Teaching and advising the newbies about the do's and don'ts is what makes biking brotherhood stronger. It makes you feel happy to watch these riders get better, especially if you've been encouraging them along the way. The slow rider. A rider that believes riding fast will be more dangerous than riding slow. Maybe. They would not want to know what the motorcycle is capable of. They have their limits when it comes to speed. When they ride with other groups, they sure are to make others wait for hours, making the whole trip safe and sane. They ride at such speeds that would not require the fifth and the sixth on their gearbox. Adrenaline riding is absent for them. Well, then why do they ride? But still, we admire the state of mind of these riders. But yet, is riding slow safe all the time? I don't think so. Comment below if you think otherwise. Next is the ultimate OC rider, or the obsessive compulsive rider. Sure that one of this type exists in every group, who cleans their bike in every possible way. Every nuts and bolts would be shining, and the shine on the bike so bright that it would make some riders say na, tama na yan, baka mabura pintura, di ba? Cleaning a motorcycle would require hardly 1 to 2 hours. But this OC rider would spend an entire day massaging the bike with all the possible shampoos, wax, and whatever. They would expect their bike to be clean even after doing some off-roading on wet tracks, and would wash their bike at every pit stop. A little slush on the road would turn them off, and they would be ready to take a U-turn back. Galing, di ba? The law abider, everybody loves them. The people on the street, the police, and all the vehicles around them. They make sure they follow each and every road law, making the ride safe not only to them, but the people around them. They consider beating the red signal as a sin. It brings a sense of shame if their turn signals are not on while changing lanes. Even when there's no one on the road, they will still flash their signal light as if other vehicles are present. Well, no matter how short or long the trip is, they will have all the necessary accessories on. So that's it. What do you think? In what category of motorcycle riders do you belong? You can comment down below and we'll discuss it on my next video. Again, this is Motodash for Motodash Infomercial. For more videos, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ciao!